any further. Oh man.
Yeah, be the dungeon master, Jared.
Sure, yeah, do it.
But you have to make cool sounds,
Be our host.
special effects.
Your hostess and hostess.
All these just enormous rips, ass rips from
You
Remi.
need the radio DJ, the morning DJ voice.
Oh,
Always.
quick
And
thing.
welcome to KEXP!
Perfect.
And Clint had a fantastic idea this week. He suggested we've gone through quite a few. This is our 10th episode. We've gone through quite a few different Kickstarter campaigns over the past couple months, and he suggested that we revisit a few of maybe our favorite or maybe our not so favorite, and kind of give a status update on their success or on their failures. And maybe have a few laughs along the way. So let's start off our speed round. And I think we've got a couple on the list who would like to take a few of these.
Yeah, well, I rounded up a few projects that we covered in the past, and the theme across all of these is that they had been canceled Kickstarters, and that's not doom and gloom, fortunately. Well, let's just start off with the first game. The most recent one is Hive Jump. We talked about this maybe 2 weeks ago. We're all pretty high on this game. This was the sort of pixel art co-op sci-fi shooter with procedurally generated levels, and you and your friends would just go in and shoot bugs together and collect the sweet loot. And everything about this project looked like it was pretty good, although they had an announcement maybe last week where they said that they were scrapping the Kickstarter and they were going to reboot in the future. And I think one of the reasons they gave was that they wanted to come back stronger with like a more fleshed out prototype, or maybe a prototype to begin with, to show to people, and I think to maybe clear up the messaging. So that seems to be sort of like the main reason that anyone would cancel their Kickstarter and postpone it for later. I think that's a good move, especially if there are tools out there, if not from Kickstarter itself, but there are third-party sites you can visit, and then they give projections on Kickstarter projects based on how much money they've earned in the amount of time they've been active. So based on those sort of forecasting tools, people can kind of estimate with reasonable margin of error whether they're going to hit their funding goal or not. So, and of course, people keep their eyes on the feedback, on the comments, and all this is really useful, especially if you've only gone Kickstarter. This is the first time you've been on Kickstarter, and so there's a lot of lessons that you learn, right? The next game that also got canceled, had their Kickstarter postponed, was Jurassic Genetics. I know this was a popular topic about a month ago, and this was the dinosaur theme park game, heavily inspired by Jurassic Park, of course. And again, as with the Hive Jump team, they decided to come back with a working prototype to show people, and perhaps clear up the messaging as well. Since we did talk about the IP infringement, all that sort of stuff, all those complications with this game, and I think they wanted to clear that up as well, and have a more solid prototype to have people try out. Well, you guys have the list in front of you. Any of you want to talk about some of the other games that have had their Kickstarters canceled? The next one we have is Algobot.
You assume we have it in front of us.
Man, I was getting pretty psyched for Algobots.
Yeah. For those who don't remember, Algobots was the robot-themed educational game that would teach people programming logic in the context of a puzzle game. And I think when I saw the update on this, they did mention that they really wanted to clean up their messaging for sure, because there was a lot of confusion among us too about whether this is more an entertainment product or if this is more educational project, or if it's going to try and straddle the line in between. And I think their ultimate intention is to make something that's fun, right? But there is a mixed messages there with the current Kickstarter, and that's why they decided to put it on hold and come back with a better message and more more concise presentation.
Which is sad because they didn't even reach 10% of their goal. They just barely missed the 10% of their goal.
Good point. Yeah, that's probably a big reason why they decided to scrap it for now too. They kind of saw the writing on the wall. They saw the numbers and they thought, okay, well, something's wrong here. So who knows if they even set the funding goal a little lower next time. And last but not least, on the speed round of Kickstarters that have been canceled, is Darklands. This is the endless runner with the sort of limbo-esque art style. You control a burly sword-wielding warrior, and then you're just like running across the screen, avoiding obstacles or killing them. The reason why they decide to postpone this one or just cancel the Kickstarter for now is I think they secured some private funding, and I think that made them reassess the scope of the project, or perhaps the investor sort of like maybe injected some, laid out some conditions for them that they changed the game enough so that it wouldn't be the same game as it's presented in Kickstarter. I'm just going off complete memory here, but I believe that's the core of the reason why they decided to cancel the Kickstarter, is that they got some outside money, and that changed the game enough so that what you see on the Kickstarter page is not going to be the game that they plan to deliver.
And you know what they're going to change for private funding, don't you?
I don't know.
They're going to call it Dark Flappy. And he's going to be flapping his giant wings and going over the obstacles, and how they got the money.
Exactly. I think their private investor said, look, we'll give you $5 million, but you have to put a bird in this game.
Every bird works. Flappy Birds works. Everyone likes birds.
You have to put birds and candy and make it a saga.